should have, I mean, that little bit of an advantage. I'm assuming they're very confident right now, and we're not doing a remake, so I'm assuming that actually was meant to not have Smite for Armageddon.
Yeah, it looks that way for them. So interested to see what their plans are. And obviously their tag, AMGD, I'm going to say, oh my god, at least a few times during this one. That's exactly as I read it at the start. But we'll see what they go for early on. We can see a typical line defense from EloHell, just covering pretty much every entry into their side of the jungle there. Katarina on the top side by the Wraiths, Graves looking there down the bottom. In the meantime, though, Armageddon are all stacked up by their blue buff. That's well, pretty much as safe as it gets for in terms of defending a buff, Jason, at the start.
I'm honestly, I'm just waiting for Warwick to start blue and be like, crap, I don't have Smite.
How often do we see a ward there at the start?
How often do we see a Warwick?
Well,
that just probably is often. Yeah, we also have Katarina, which we get to say our favorite thing, Katarina, every time something amazing happens or does exactly what Katarina does.
That was Intel Extreme Masters Cologne qualifier. We had I think Katarina's end stats were like 50, 0, 50 or something like that.
50?
Something around
something
that
ridiculous,
region.
yeah.
Wasn't quite that much, obviously, but yeah, that was very, very bad news. And Overpow, his most played champion in Season 2 is Katarina.
Yeah, I mean, when we were doing the qualifiers, we saw him play a really mean fiddlesticks. So he ran some special runes. I'm not going to talk about it now. Maybe we'll see it another time. But
they're not even starting wolves or anything.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say, Joe. I mean, I wish I had some clue, but I guess we'll find out very shortly. I mean, yeah, you don't have Consume on Nunu either. He went for Blood Boil. So it's just going to be Warwick versus the Golem. I'm kind of really interested to see what's going to happen here. I mean, they're still going. He knows he doesn't have Smite. I mean, Warwick doesn't really need it. With that Ignite, he's going to really have potent ganks, but the objectives, you're going to lose so many objectives for not having that. I mean, Elo has no reason to be scared of doing Dragon if you can't steal it.
Yeah, I'm honestly really interested to see how this whole game pans out there. Obviously, there's Katarina against Karthus in the middle. Overpow going to be in Pete's face, who actually, as far as I'm aware, his actual normal nickname is Barney Stinson, which is already an amazing nickname. His name is actually Paul, I think his second name, so that may be where the P comes from. As we are going to see there in the middle, I just saw Katarina's icon float over the top of Karthus, so that's something we're going to have to keep a real sharp eye on with this Katarina. Meanwhile, yeah, me in particular.
No. Are we going to see Karthus go Legend? Wait for it. Dairy.
Oh, I see what you did there, Barney
I had to put it out. I had to do it.
Good job, Jason. I knew we had you here for something. So anyway, down in this bottom lane again, I mean, aggressive bottom lane with that Leona Graves in there. When she catches in there with that Zenith Blade, you're going to have Graves quick draw in, and that's a lot of damage with the buckshot coming out afterwards as well. And this bottom lane has to be very careful. EloHell just trying to zone them out as much as they possibly can. Again, in the middle lane, just a bit of harassment coming down. Top lane, obviously, Olaf versus Vladimir. And, well, Vladimir, you know, once he gets up towards that level 9 stage, that's where he's really at his safe, is where he's, you know, where he's going to be really comfortable in this top lane. Until then, I mean, Vladimir, is he going to have much to worry about with this Warwick coming in there? Certainly pre-6.
No, I mean, and Warwick doesn't even have boots. He wants cloth armor.
And he's got Flash Ignite, so there's no exhaust there to to slow him down or what have you. So, yeah, really concerned about how those ganks are going to go in the top lane. Meanwhile, we are going to see a double buff Xin Chao coming in. There is the knock-up, and he will finish this one off. First blood going over onto Xaxus for EloHell there. Great start to EloHell's first game. And down in the bottom lane, Aretyl is very low as well. Actually, Leona left that one, I think, to try and get out of tower reach, maybe to give to Graves as well. But Graves is going to come in from the backside, and there is an auto attack to finish off. And 2 kills in the bottom lane as well. 3 for 0. Already 2,500 gold in the lead.
Wow. Woolite should have had a double kill there, but he kind of just walked away instead of getting that last hit on to Ashe.
Yeah, I think he was like, well, you just take it, Leona, no problem. Leona's like, no, really, you take it.
No, please, just go. But yeah, I mean, the bot lane I was going to mention, you know, if you play an aggressive bot lane like Graves Leona, if you fall behind in the beginning, if you get ganked, you know, you die early on, you're going to have such a hard time, you know, in that lane phase because you don't have, you know, the healing. Nunu obviously doesn't have it either with Ashe, but they have so much kiting potential, and Graves going to have that attack speed reduction from that Ice Blast. So it's just really, well, now going in EloHell's favor because of these first initial 2 kills they got the bottom lane. And I'm still just, I'm not really sold on Warwick right now. I mean, he's level 3, so he's behind. He should be easy level 4 right now. As you see it in the top lane, Xin Chao going in onto Olaf. Top lane, Joe.
You can't really do anything there. I mean, I'm going to get away from Katarina and look at this top lane, which also Olaf managed to get away from. But at least an exhaust. I mean, Olaf doesn't have an exhaust. Karthus doesn't have an exhaust. Obviously, you've got the Wall of Pain, which, all well and good. As again, damage coming down this top lane. We may see them diving in there. Xinshao just getting rid of that creep wave. Warwick is coming in from around the side, but they are going to dive in for this one anyway. There is the pull from Vladimir, and he's going to get the kill in the end. The Ignite put down onto ArQuel. Xaxus could have died from maybe just the Ignite anyway, but they are going to turn this one back around, and that will be 4-0 for EloHell. I mean, we've seen from these teams, from this team in particular, former KMT, now EloHell, how good they were in that qualifier. They are definitely not a pushover, even in the European scene. Big up-and-comers, and Armageddon, well, after this start, have more than their work cut out for them.
Yeah, and speaking of an up-and-comer, it's great to see these new teams coming around, because, we've had, the legends sticking around for so long, but now we're just finally getting a run for money, but that Nunu, he's dead.
He's dead. Yeah, just walking straight out there, not really having Ashe behind him to get a slow off or whatever. Meantime, I mean, they had a ward in this bush. They knew that Leona was there, and with that Zenith Blade in there, buckshot after quick drawing in, you don't escape from that kind of thing. But yeah, my point is no exhaust in top lane, no exhaust in middle lane, no exhaust from Warwick. Like, until he hits 6, he's got nothing to work with a gank. He's a wolf walking into a lane, which is just not that scary.
Yeah, and I just want to point out items real quick. We see Vladimir actually going for the Iron Boots of Lucidity, giving that cooldown reduction. I was doing an episode of an interview show I do with Sauć from ex-TSM Evo. He actually talks about how running Boots of Lucidity on Vladimir is actually beneficial if you're against a double AP, or if you have a double AP, but looks like he actually just escaped it scotch-free, and he actually does, so...
Yeah, because
ArQuel not getting pressured.
Can't do anything. You still can't do anything against them there. Meanwhile, in this bottom lane, Woolite actually going fairly low. Ward in the bush. I'm pretty sure they saw that go down. They certainly should have. And they're not super healthy either, so they really have to watch out for this one. Just showing a bit of confidence here, which we've seen in the past can really come back and bite a team. As Woolite actually is going to get ignited. I think more of a bait to get in there. Woolite is going to die, but here comes Caitlyn. And that is the first kill on towards Ashe. Nunu. Yeah, putting a bit of damage down just to maybe stop the, having enough health to get underneath that tower to actually dive them. But EloHell looking so very, very confident up until now. Look at the gold already, Jason.
Look at the CS currently right now.
5,000. The CS 59 to 27 in the middle lane. 53. Ashe has 10 CS. 10 CS. 10 CS, Jason. I don't know what else to really say about that.
Yeah, I mean, there really is no coming back from that. Even the top lane, 49 CS to 18 for Vladimir against Olaf. And, I mean, Olaf should be able to overtake Vladimir around level 6, but not when Vladimir is this fed.
And they want to dive again, I think, here. We are seeing Xaxus just taking away those big golems. Olaf is going to walk straight into him. He's got blue buff on there as well. Going to knock him up here in this next one. And there is the ultimate down from Vladimir, and that is enough damage. He is dead. Xaxus says, no, it isn't over. I'm going to steal that kill away from me. I want that one for now. And that will be 7-1 for EloHell.
Yeah, Scumbag Jungler stealing that kill right now. But we have Tyke taking blue buff right here. Not handing that over to Karthus, but he needs that XP. He's just level 4 right now, almost level 5. And then we see Xinshao, which, Joe, I bet you're happy to find out that's how it's said correctly, because you're going to make fun of me with that. It's in at level 6 already.
And bottom lane, there's a kill, Jason. And a teleport coming in. So they're going to want to dive this Ashe as well, by the looks of things. Graves actually tanking it up there. Turret goes down. All the damage onto Ashe.
Oh, or it comes around the corner in the bottom.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm getting out of here. But it looks like he still might be in trouble sitting at level 5. We'll flash over that wall into Woolite. But obviously not level 6, not going to do too much.
Yeah, well, you can't do anything against them. I mean, there's just too much damage there. Overpow going to take down Teenshey, and that is 10-1. And now in the middle... Well, at least there's lots of action, Jason. We can say that. There are a lot of kills going down.
I mean, we talk about statistic when we do our shows together, Joe. Being up 10% gold 12 minutes in, you have like a 9% win ratio, or win percentage. Katarina, as we always talk about. But yeah, I mean, the gold lead is even bigger than that, and there really isn't coming back from this. I mean, EloHell has a strong... Well, that's bad news. I'll just say that. They have such a strong team to pick off people, and they have a lot of synergy with that Leona ultimate, with the Katarina ultimate, the Xinshao, separation. They have a strong team throughout the rest of the game, and Armageddon, I mean, without Warwick level 6 still, 10 minutes into the game, early game's completely over. They can't gank anything with him, and he pretty much just falls off really hard right now. I mean, he can be knocked off his ultimate by Xinshao and Leona, and he doesn't have any tank enough to do that anyways. I mean, he'll just get blown up.
I hate to be the guy that kind of spoils the party, but there should be no chance in EloHell that they're going to lose this game. As we are going to see a big fight kicking off, and it's going to be a lot of kills. They're going to go back in there. There is another kill coming out. It's Vladimir actually takes it. Karthus may actually pick them up a kill or not. They got at least low from that one. Now they're diving on towards Olaf. There is another kill for Xaxus. This turret is going down. There are minions there. Ash may be able to do something, but as soon as you get stunned up, Katarina dives in. And that is another kill. 18-1. And Jason, I've seen one game in competitive League of Legends at a top level. For me, that was Go for LOL Pro Asia, where a team called LOL Ladies lost before Baron spawned. And I'm wondering if this is going to happen before that point.
I hate to do this to Carlos, but when they played Tales of the Lane against Eclipsia, it was an 18-minute game, as Demon was pointing out.
Yeah, but Baron had spawned.
He's looking over at me like, damn you, Jason, why'd you say that? But yeah, I mean, they're just backing off. I mean, how much gold do they have to spend, Joe?
3,000 million.
3,000 on Vladimir, 2,300 on Zhao, 3,000 on Katarina, 2,500 on Graves, and 1,600 on Leona. They're going to come back with so many items that there's just absolutely no way Armageddon can fight them. They can't even turtle anymore because they lost an inhibitor.
Yeah. And this is where you need Bruce Willis to save Armageddon, Jason.
Die on that asteroid, right?
That's all right.
But I cried in that movie.
To say it's not looking good for Armageddon will probably be the understatement of the century at this point of it. I mean, we're almost 12 minutes in, 18-1, 23.7 to 9.3 thousand gold, and
it's in EloHell hands to lose the game.
Yeah, much. And that's again a bit of an understatement in my opinion, as we do see Warwick go down again. Now Ash is in all kinds of trouble, will flash away, but guess what? Katarina's coming back. Katarina should be able to clean house here. There's the kill, double kill for Katarina. Not quite getting the triple onto Nunu, but they can just, to be honest, push for the win. They can push for the win with this one. They've got Super Minion coming in with this wave, and it's 12 minutes and 17 seconds here as we are putting loads of wards down, because at the end of the day that's 3 hits that they can take as well, as this first Nexus turret is going to go down. Second one will surely follow as well, and the third one is just a matter, well, the Nexus itself, the third one, it's just a matter of seconds behind. But this is a play from Armageddon, but how much of a play is it going to be? I'm not quite sure, as we do see 3 kills coming down. There's the 4th onto Ash. Karthus may escape, or maybe they'll dive him on the fountain. That's how far ahead they are right now. This Nexus turret taking a beating, down to half health. There's already 8 seconds until Nunu, the next one alive, will come into play. And this, for me, is a new record game. EloHell, in 13 minutes, going to take down Armageddon 25-2.
Katarina, 12-0-6.